Hello, and I'm back again as always with this blue shirt, right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my video again. So, today I want to talk about when God no longer wants you to work a 9 to 5, or He never had the intentions on you to work a 9 to 5. Just those feelings that you get, because I know I'm not the only one that has felt those feelings, and I know some people may not recognize you feel just like what is going on. Okay, so when God doesn't want you to be on a 9 to 5, or when God is getting ready to change you or shift you from a 9 to 5, what happens is you begin to get uncomfortable. Everything seems to be overwhelming. You seem to feel as if you are just not where you're supposed to be at. Like it just feels off. You feel everything. And when that moment of feeling that way on that job or feeling like that, it's like everything else around you just feels as if it's changing too. It's like, I don't know. It's like going to a party and someone told you, hey, let's go to this party, and you know you were not invited. You know everybody that's at this party do not like you, but yet you still got to go, or yet you still go. So it's that type of feeling. It's an uncomfortable feeling. It's a feeling of you're forcing something. And we do that a lot, even in relationships. We're forcing stuff. We're forcing things that you're ready for, but God said you're not ready. And I don't know about anybody else, or if you felt that way, but that's one of the most uncomfortable feelings, to be ready for something that God says you're not ready for, or to want something that God doesn't want you to want. And you just want it so bad. But you know, if God doesn't want you to have it, then it's not for you. It's not aligning up with the call in your life. It's not aligning up with the assignment that He has called for you to do. I mean, when you find yourself getting out of character, when you find yourself just like, what's going on? You feel like everybody around you is moving and going around, and like the world is spinning, but yet you're in the middle standing still while everything around you is just going and spinning and moving. And you're having conversations with people, but you're not even really in the conversations. It's like you're talking, but you're standing outside of yourself having a conversation with people. You go into work, it's like you got to force yourself to get to the job. You got to force yourself to log in, to clock in. On your way to work, you feel like, ugh, you cry. I mean, it's just so uncomfortable. It's just an uncomfortable feeling. But guess what? I understand. I can relate. And many people won't understand. Many people may not get it, because if they've never experienced it, and if you've never experienced it, it's definitely hard to understand. It's definitely hard to recognize, and it definitely doesn't make sense unless somebody have experienced that. If they have not experienced it, then it won't make sense to them at all. Okay, sorry about that. So so when God is getting ready to move you, or to have you, wanting you to leave your job, or getting ready, or is in the preparation season, or preparing you for it, it's not going to be the most comfortable thing. Okay, so I'm here to tell you it's not. And if you're feeling like that and you feel alone because nobody get it, people saying, why are you quitting your job, why you want to quit your job, why you left your job, that job was paying you very well, what made you leave, why you didn't stay, did you get you something else first, so many questions, and you don't have the answers to it, other than you just feeling in your spirit, you feel led by God to make that move and to move forward, to do what God is pushing you towards to do, even if it doesn't make sense to other people, because not everything you do will make sense. Sometimes it won't even make sense to you until it makes sense. Okay. Everybody won't get it. Everybody won't understand, because on this journey, of this individual journey, it's an individual thing that we all go through, and that we all deal with, that we're faced with. Is definitely individual, and it does not always feel the greatest. It doesn't always feel the best, and it gets lonely. It gets a little confusing. All those things wrapped up into one. So I definitely understand, and I get it. So I wanted to share this video. I'll come to elaborate again more on it a little bit later, and just talk about it more with you guys, and just other things as I'm just led and directed to do. But this is one thing that I just wanted to come and just share and do a video on, that when God is getting ready to transition you from a job, from a place, from corporate America, from anything, is not always going to be easy. So sometimes we think it's not God because it's not easy. But, it's some things we want to hold on to that God wants us to let go of. And it won't be easy because you want to hold on to it. It's easy to let go of something you want to let go of anyway. But, it's hard to let go of something when you're uncertain of how you're going to do this, how you're going to pay this, how you're going to do that. You're depending on that. But God wants us to depend on him. And if he is directing you to leave something, he definitely has something prepared for you. He definitely has a ram in the bush. He definitely has it lined up, and he will supply all your needs, that you need taken care of. He got you. And it's easier said than done to trust that process. But I'm telling you, we have to find it within ourselves a way to just to trust God and believe and look back on all the things that he has done for you, the things he has done for other people. And, when you didn't know how you were going to do something, you didn't have it figured out, you didn't know how you were going to pay something, and he came through and he showed up, and it was nobody but God. Just keep looking at that and remembering that as you take this leap of faith, as you step on into what he's calling you to do, because some things are going to require you to not do anything else but what God is calling for you to do. You can't be distracted depending on how big the call in your life. Even sometimes, certain times, you may not even be able to be in relationships because of just how big the call is. And if anybody would come and distract or get you off of that, that's going to be a shaking in that. Even when you want to hold on, even when you want to push forward, even when you want it so badly, and God doesn't want that for you, and it's not the appointed time, it won't work no matter what you do. And some of us, we have to go through that time of isolation because we are chosen ones. We're called out ones. Everybody is, called to be an ambassador of Christ. But some of us have such a big calling, on our lives, the things that we have to do, that we have to be careful who we connect to, because who we connect to is sometimes who we begin to become into alignment with. And we want to stay in alignment with God. We want to stay connected with God. And sometimes you can get off track when you are with someone else, or trying to be with someone else, or trying to get to know someone else, or doing something else. It can get you off course. Doesn't mean that those people or that person is not necessarily the person that is for you or a good person. It's just not that time right now. And sometimes we think we're ready, but truly we're still not healed from some of the things we may have went through, and God still wants us to stay on that potter's wheel. Even when we think, well, I'm good now, and sometimes things come up and you're like, wait, I am not good. I am, not healed from that. I'm not ready for that. Even when you want it so bad, but deep down on the inside of you, in your knower, what I'm saying? You know that you are not ready. Even though you want it so bad and you're like, oh, I want this, I'm ready. But somewhere within you, within self, if you really sit with yourself, no, there's no way. I'm not ready. Because if I go through with this now, either this person is going to fumble me, I'm going to fumble it, I'm going to mess it up, or, I'm going to be treated like I was treated before because I'm still not sharp in this area. I still haven't, strengthened myself in this area. I still haven't, found out, that this is my area of weakness. I still haven't, begin to love on me more. I still haven't picked up my confidence. I still have not, really loved me and sought with me, dated me, had a relationship only with God. My no be no and my yes be yes. I still kind of, change, even though this is what I said, but I still kind of go against the grind, or go against what I said I wouldn't do, because I'm really trying to hold on to. So this is just me coming to you to let you know that let go. Even though your flesh, even though something in you, even though you may feel in your heart that you want it, but if you know deep down within yourself and you're knowing your spirit, when you know that it's just not going to work, this is not the timing, this is not going to be it, then you have to release it. Because the more the more you hold on to what is not for you, you're holding room, you're taking up space for what is truly for you and what God has for you. So I'm here to tell you to release it, let it go. So what God has for you, you got room to grow, you got room for it, because it's coming. A lot of us have been single. A lot of us, been married, going through divorce. You've been separated. You got to let go what's not for you. You got to let it go. Even if you see certain stuff, you say, oh, maybe I can try to work this out. Maybe, I can, overlook this, or maybe we'll be okay. No, if it's not for you, it's not for you. You got to let it go, and you got to be okay with just sitting by yourself. You got to be okay with being single. You got to be okay with letting go of that job. I know it's easier said than done. God knows I know, because I've been through it a couple times myself before. But I'm here to tell you that God has it all worked out. You got to trust him. It's scary. I know that it is, but it's even more scary to hold on when God is saying to let go. Imagine what's ahead on that one. So that was my side of saying, let's just sit here together. And on the count of three, we're going to just release. You have to count to three yourself. So we're going to just hold our breath. Count of three, we're going to just let go. So here we go. So much simpler to do that sometimes than it is to let go. But when you know, and we know who God is, and we know God does not make any mistakes. He don't lie. He don't play no games. He don't sit here and make it something that is not. He don't pretend. He don't sit here and dangle something in front of you. And then when you say, oh, I can get it, and he said, oh, no, you can't. God don't play. God don't play games like some people play games. God don't sit here and want to manipulate. God don't sit here and want to have a hidden agenda. Nothing about God is hidden. He don't want to sit here and make you think that he, wants you and don't want you. He don't want to sit here and make you believe that he wants you and get you to leave your job just to, telling you, oh, I was just kidding. Why did you leave that job? No, we have to trust God and know he has a plan. And this is not for everybody. God don't want everybody to leave the job, because their assignment, it doesn't require it for everybody. Everybody's assignment is different, but when God has something else for you to do, you had the entrepreneur spirit, or you got something so big that you can't be tied down with a 9 to 5. You're going to know, because every job you get, you're going to be there a limited amount of time, and then God's going to be like, oh, or you're going to go to another job, or, you're going to transition. I'm not saying you just don't want to work and you just like, oh, this job ain't for me. Not one of those, but you will know it, because you're going to feel it when it's time to go. And he may even let you work for a season, and then it's like, oh, nope, time to go. And, if we are ambassador of Christ, we're called out once we're here on assignment. Then when that assignment, when it's time to go do something else, you got to go to, just like you're in the military. When they say, okay, your tour here is over. Now we want you to go over here. Then it's time to go over there. So you got to move when they say move, just like that. So when God say move, we got to move just like that. Even if it doesn't make sense to other people, even if it don't make sense to us sometimes. But guess what? If it don't make purpose, it don't make sense. So if you know that you have a purpose, and everybody does, then if I do this, this is purpose to make some sense to me. Because if God is telling me to do it, then I know it's going to make sense. I just got to follow through. So this is Mary Jane, here to inspire you to be who God has called and created you to be, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, please like, comment, and hit that notification bell, and make sure you subscribe to be notified too when I upload my next video. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you when I see you, and I hope that's soon.